In my observation, loners often find themselves viewed as outliers, individuals who, for various reasons, don't quite fit in with the rest. They're often perceived as possessing traits or qualities that don't quite align with the norms of the group. While there are indeed instances where this holds true, many individuals who spend the majority of their time alone may struggle to connect with others. In certain cases, these individuals may harbor hostility towards the world, a sentiment that could stem from negative experiences with their fellow human beings. The collective often regards the so-called lone wolf with a sense of apprehension. This solitary figure is cloaked in mystery, with few understanding their intentions. Solitude frequently carries a negative connotation, yet isn't a significant portion of our happiness and fulfillment derived from our interactions with others? While that may be accurate, it's important to acknowledge that other people can also be a source of considerable pain. If one's encounters with others have been consistently hurtful and traumatic, isn't it natural for that individual to gravitate towards solitude over companionship? This video delves into the essence of solitude, the perspectives of philosophers on the matter, and why it's preferable to be alone than to yearn for solitude. The allure of solitude is undeniable. Picture waking up in solitude. You rise from your bed, make your way to the kitchen, and open the fridge. Everything within it belongs to you. The same holds true for the entirety of your living space. You've arranged everything according to your preferences without the need for compromise. Within your domain, you have the freedom to do as you please, when you please, without considering the preferences of others. You are the sole ruler of your living space, cherishing this unique and irreplaceable freedom behind closed doors. Solitude is a sweet indulgence, the enjoyment of not having to contend with other people. Individuals who, while capable of enriching our lives in various ways, can also serve as significant sources of pain. Let's be honest. In many instances, it's not the work environment itself that becomes toxic. Rather, it's the people within it. Similarly, it's not the educational institution that makes some children unhappy. It's the presence of unsupportive teachers and bullies. We humans possess a remarkable ability to make each other miserable. Yet, we are also adept at providing one another with joy, comfort, and happiness. Human interaction is a trade-off. The more we engage, the more we must contend with the darker aspects of our fellow beings. Conversely, the more we withdraw from society, the less we are exposed to human toxicity and the stress of navigating through meddlesome, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly individuals, as described by Marcus Aurelius. It's not surprising that the sage depicted in the Taoist text, Zhuangzi, rejected the role of ruler and instead embraced a solitary existence in a riverside shack, finding solace in fishing and tranquility. Solitude is delectable, and when the pleasure of being alone takes hold, it can become addictive. The absence of judgmental gazes, the tranquility, the freedom. A man can truly be himself only when he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom. For it is only when he is alone that he is truly free, wrote Arthur Schopenhauer. Solitude provides a sanctuary where one is liberated from societal norms and the demands of others. There is no one dictating our thoughts or actions, and no need for compromise. We can roam freely, express our opinions without constraint by political correctness, and indulge in the quirkiest of hobbies without fear of judgment. Yes, it is unequivocally preferable to revel in one's own company and the benefits of being shielded from the scrutiny of others than to endure their presence while yearning for solitude. The act of spending time alone holds a profound significance in numerous religious traditions, such as Buddhism. In fact, the Buddha encouraged individuals to retreat from social life, regarding solitude as a cornerstone of spiritual enlightenment. Many philosophers also recognize the value of solitude. Among them is Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who confessed his fondness for solitude as a means of escaping the hostility of mankind, while reveling in the beauty of nature. Another is Henry David Thoreau, who penned a book detailing his experiences of solitary living in the wilderness. Let us briefly explore some philosophical perspectives on solitude. A philosophy of solitude. The Rhinoceros Sutta, a Buddhist scripture centered on a solitary rhinoceros, delves deeply into the significance of solitude. Utilizing the metaphor of the rhinoceros, renowned for its solitary nature, the sutta elucidates why solitude is imperative on the path of Buddhism. It advocates for detachment from life's myriad attachments and encourages individuals to wander alone like a rhinoceros. The sutta presents a compelling argument for embracing solitude, suggesting that distancing oneself from a bustling social life can lead to clearer insights and personal growth. Key takeaways from this ancient text include the notion that relinquishing attachments can enhance one's spiritual journey, as companionship often entails societal expectations that can prove burdensome. Moreover, while sensual pleasures may offer temporary gratification, they ultimately lead to suffering. People can drain us, and the pursuit of sensual pleasure perpetually leaves us yearning for fulfillment. Extensive social interaction can also detract from activities that are truly spiritually enriching, such as meditation, introspection, and the contemplation of Buddhist teachings. In this context, the rhinoceros symbolizes resilience and detachment, a solitary creature navigating life's trials with equanimity. The sutta emphasizes the importance of disentanglement and solitude. In solitude, we can distance ourselves from the clamor of the world, free from the pressure to conform, as we ponder, what significance do these conventions hold for me? We often take societal norms, customs, traditions, rituals, beliefs, ethics, and values for granted, yet rarely question their validity. Through the lens of solitude, we gain a clearer perspective on the absurdity of these constructs, observing humanity's folly from a detached vantage point. Taoist sages similarly embraced disentanglement from society, turning their backs on societal rigidity in pursuit of a purer existence. The boundless Tao. Solitude served as their refuge, shielding them from external influences as they sought liberation. American philosopher Henry David Thoreau also experienced liberation from societal constraints during his solitary sojourn at Walden Pond, documenting his experiences in his seminal work, Walden. He discovered the joys of communing with nature, embracing simplicity, and achieving self-sufficiency through solitude. Consider this: individuals frequently distract one another. Friends, partners, and colleagues demand our attention incessantly. Even when we are not engaged in direct interaction, they persist within our digital devices. This cacophony of human noise impedes our connection with the primordial source from which we originated and to which we will ultimately return, the Great Mother, the silent force perpetually at work, nurturing all life. The power of disentanglement through solitude also finds resonance in Nietzschean philosophy. For Nietzsche, solitude was not a means of spiritual enlightenment or communion with nature. Rather, it served as a means of distancing oneself from a herd infected with what he termed slave morality, a value system that disempowers individuals and reduces them to docile sheep, resentful of their shepherds. Nietzsche critiqued both the shepherd and their master morality, recognizing them as components of the same oppressive system of submission. From Nietzsche's perspective, solitude affords us the opportunity to transcend this system, fostering the emergence of new individual values beyond conventional frameworks. In essence, solitude enables us to know ourselves, embrace our uniqueness, and contemplate how we wish to live authentically on our own terms. Whether it entails the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment, a deeper communion with nature, liberation from traditional values and societal norms, or the cultivation of individual meaning, solitude serves as our steadfast companion. Is it any wonder, then, that so many individuals yearn for its embrace? Embracing solitude. It is preferable to be alone than to yearn for solitude. Thus, we must ask ourselves, do I crave solitude? As active participants in social life, do we harbor a latent desire for solitude, for reasons known to us alone? In my experience, social interaction is a dynamic exchange. There are moments when we willingly give of ourselves, and others when we receive in kind. Yet, there are occasions when we may find ourselves unable or unwilling to give what is asked of us, or receive what is offered. In such instances, social interaction becomes burdensome, exacting a toll that outweighs its benefits. While intimate relationships can be profoundly rewarding, offering opportunities for personal growth. They also entail a relinquishment of the freedom enjoyed in solitude, the peace and tranquility of being unencumbered by the considerations of a significant other. Similarly, while a vibrant social life can be immensely enjoyable, the more time we devote to socializing, the less we have available for activities such as meditation and spiritual growth, as elucidated in the Rhinoceros Sutta. Belonging to a group or adhering to a belief system can provide us with a sense of support, meaning, and community. Yet it often comes at the expense of our authenticity and individuality, qualities extolled by philosophers such as Emerson and Nietzsche. While engagement with humanity at large can yield numerous benefits, it frequently diminishes our connection with nature, the very connection sought by Taoist sages and Henry David Thoreau. In sum, social interaction exacts a toll, and sometimes that toll proves too costly. However, solitude also exacts a price, particularly when it is excessive or unwelcome. For some individuals, prolonged isolation can be detrimental, exacerbating feelings of loneliness and isolation, an increasingly prevalent issue in modern society. Some individuals yearn for social interaction yet struggle to obtain it. Thus, while it is preferable to be alone than to long for solitude, it is also preferable not to be alone than to yearn for companionship. Balance is essential. In my experience, this balance is not static, but rather contingent upon factors such as individual temperament, life circumstances, and evolving needs. It requires daily introspection, an ongoing inquiry into the question, what do I want and need in this moment? I do not deal in absolutes. My desire for solitude fluctuates continually, as does my yearning for social interaction. This ongoing process of self-inquiry enables me to strike a healthy balance between solitude and social engagement. The more authentically I align with myself, the more harmonious my relationship with solitude and others becomes. Loneliness is a burdensome state, devoid of enjoyment. Conversely, the presence of others while harboring a latent desire for solitude proves equally unsatisfying. Effecting change demands courage. In the face of loneliness, it takes courage to acknowledge one's dissatisfaction and take steps to remedy it, stepping beyond one's comfort zone. Similarly, in acknowledging one's need for solitude, it takes courage to withdraw from social life, if only temporarily, or to recognize when the individuals with whom one surrounds themselves are detrimental to their well-being. In cases of abuse, heeding the call of solitude, or at the very least seeking separation from the abuser, may be the most prudent course of action. The question then becomes, are we willing and able to walk away? Regrettably, many individuals fear solitude. Yet what is there to fear when our basic needs, such as food, shelter, and safety, are met? By cultivating comfort and contentment in solitude, we diminish our dependence on others, rendering them less powerful over us and making it easier to sever ties with abusers, narcissists, and other toxic individuals. It is preferable to be alone than to long for solitude, for in solitude, we discover the strength we once believed we needed from others. Thank you for your attention.